anye bibia de besi no enye 2022 September, October, November. Umu send your city ni si depreciate here. Afe no bia yam yede ehihye no. Meanwhile, somewhere from there April Hobano. Na Bawumia signal Bank of Ghana for say look. So man shall say anto gold. Ama ya nyusu gold na support to your currency na sikane bese. I'm saying this on your show. Na Bank of Ghana air drag omo fit kakra. And I want is a Bank of Ghana so omo semi autonomy be in their operations. Untimi show omo bebre. But Bawumia had signaled say you have to start buying gold. I just say you can be depreciate. Until September, October, November, Tama see the nation says depreciate. I feel from 6 or 7 and also be na a core 8 na a corning croniba. So Bawumia was forced he was forced to make the announcement because he was forced and also been the first. So no one who said no. I didn't make kana Sabio Bank of Ghana and the fiscal side finance ministry for into one amono. I have to come out and even bring out the policy. He made the announcement. Say we are going to buy gold to support the currency, and a free January aircon. Bulk oil distributors no more person more craft fan what the bag and nyina no. O craft fan on the bar. Ye ma dollars ye the gold and a bemao. The moment, and anybody can pick the data, the moment oh yes, our announcement in November why see the nations here because there will be a friend signal effect. So who announce a policy be now market players need to almost a policy they start working towards that. And now our signal effect a shall say a cedi stable. This our time now you talk a liter of petrol fuel around 23 cedis. You could do whole a liter of fuel was around 23 cedis. But that announcement about me making here for gold for oil and gold for forest you see January February na liter of fuel na tiaba around 12 cedis. Because more price fuel price na normal the exchange rate of about 19-20. Now you know about no money is a cost no more the price. But the moment about me announce gold for oil, gold for forest, no more say say government shall say oh yes I did but see the nenya hode. It your price now you require see changing no. They started coming down. And then the liter of petrol and then the crown number shall say every cedi above from. And a Bank of Ghana for it will say no. So Vice President at the Adana to abandon there we have to start doing it. So only about me at trust there. Now, when the Kasana Busan say, what is your biggest regret in the 8 years I be vice president? I catch say the biggest regret and they say gold na yet their support to currency sa idea no ya farmantem because and no na a save economy okay, but you see honestly no a vice president to me kasi na ni nsem it is a onya idea bia he has to suggest. Say the finance ministry when somewhere the Bank of Ghana or somewhere make a way and I'm saying there's a Bank of Ghana you may not be happy with me but I'm saying say even how gold purchase now you can Bank of Ghana about near the other time about me I suggest that is not the time they started so yes because some ye bida and I'm not country be any so why be will be brim hada okay there was no best practice experience will be any experience oncrofo who say be ye and say because me kai say Professor B Olegon our economics department money for good reasons a lot of the time no say na Bawumia propose idea be and I say develop idea be because me so na make sure they will invest I am a sound to some of my colleagues and professors I'm teasy to them I'm geo margin because there's Professor B or a very vocal power and joy in about Legon because no office I'm say prof a per se chance na yet to go the support to currency what it could be a good thing but has it been done before? And I'm saying no, so they're more careful because it be an alcohol even within the academia. Because now it had not been done before, people didn't think it will work. I know, sir, a time about me, I shall say advice here, and then can be a Bank of Ghana for starting here, and Kayan could do something, but it is better late than never. Yes, starting, the effect was strong, and the main anchor to your currency. You see the anchor adia assume ametimejina, and it is open. The current governor has spoken about it. Nano Professor Nana Jane Opokwa Jama Sokra kan wasam. All those in government knows adia aso you see the nemo amanejina. Yes, how good purchase na ekosuno, which was an idea from the previous government, of course, courtesy of Bawumia.
Okay.
We say you are starting term there, but a nona etima boa ama ne yadu baby. So I know that there is a future ahead of us.
There's a future. Near future say me what can say say Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia e wo mu say wono e na eche EMT no abibinia even making suggestion to Bank of Ghana company abre anko kai no mo ye ya kede transformation as it changes people e buy e bi so e do so mo kese e bone say abra ye hu say ye economy no enko ye ni ade a nti e force ya me de yakọ IMF no adinti enenti wotina wo ye nhwe han wan ne emphasize so mo no embo no essence say ban economic management team a wo da no wo mafuto wo hwe said bibia because onim dia wo do bibia ekoi na yetimi ye nhwe ha minim say edumre bi kombo no anase even maban no mo ka say nya de say bitimi akọ IMF say this answer we no wan emfa mo no
you see me metna ha na men ka say papa wo ho a yemfanto Bawumia kruwa mu boni wo ho dia yenyimfi ni kruwa mu ono ankasa kruwa wa tesase na ninje because onim say abana na ye ho nyina na ye collective yenyina na ye aban.
Okay,
so there was no single day your call cabinet and say Bawumia ni ho everybody is there. May are certain cabinet meetings. It is a bibi ko ye e NPP aban ni ma nyina of course ebi ho ebeti maka say oh we di asoma si na dey adwen ne buy and as we ne boa ma ni say those ones are there, but say bibi anko ye a nyina the collective as a government and as I say fa sa de no sa anko ye. You see o man chechire mo no untimi nya ni nyina tote.
Okay,
baby ho a na no ma ye yi ama baby ho so a na no ma adwega kakra de hia pa ne se no ma sha se adwega nimdia ye de beba beto table so ama ya sha se ye de ye adwuma eno ne ade hia pa ye ana sabio eno ma ne bi ho nso a o kasa wo kom bebria na o yi no ma epia bontene. You see, but this and Crofocas Bawumia now you're chairman of economic management in an croniba, no crap. Now so Sabio I did be honey ya, it will be, nay, we be. So and a yen now so ye sijina ye, say near Pessia ya, Untimico Casa would dear now won't come home. President Kufado Ankasate hono. And ye be beer a course so on Nabemu and now no a support to a cabinet. But you team ye. So what is say President Kufuor time or more calm my caucus say Hepic. President Kufuor de but another finance minister of South Marfo and support to the extent say almost say a dear betchama ya ready budget no. And of South Marfo dear memfe. A jitum say or Becca Hepic or the Hepic no bed a budget no. Or the beshe ma a we are say a didn't dear buy no. Obiya den eso mu bi enti Bawumia wo nipa baako Akufo-Addo ye nipa baako enye bibia ginaye bia aban ni si ye mfie watwem na president ankasa wo support to ye ebi ho a cabinet ono so kase sei na me person ye ne sei ebe wi ase draw ne sei papa sei ne person ye den yeko IMF normal ekoso ene de bae ni nyina eduru ba bi ne ye hu ne sei IMF no ye kwa ebeboa ade baako a am say your misconception be about IMF no nye sasabon samo a oba o manmu a na o say ade da bi amai ba say adwotwe wa ha ne adwotwe achi na mo don IMF mo do mo ho adon sa ko ni say ukọ ahohihi abrem wo sikasem ho a na wakọ uku a wo ye part of IMF ne say IMF for baby a sikasem akoduru no me ya akọ ahokyere me hia mo say mo beba na maye de maba beboa me
doc say wo kan say me ba beda mo say mo moa me a say emba with a cost
beba
say eye ade a wo ho be hare wa ma mo ho adwojo mo
to the wasam ne koto amafo anim say oh ahohia say na makum ana say ahohia say na mehwa me ya ba bekum emoa say na mehia amafo ne so ye beboa wo ye kuba se wotua dues ti ho akere wa asase ye boa na emom se ne ye be ya ahoyehia no normal ema esisi ye ma wo komu no bra ye boa no sa no na enkoso na won san ema ne nsibio no mfie ensa na se mfie no a ye de ba beboa we ye be pese obehye wo ho so enumode bebre no twaso pacho teme chegase afa
eti me paso asem we waka we say meaning say monum ye mo
oh dabi sabe ba
monum ye mo de na mo kire mo ma mo ko
enumode no
na muni ahohyeso
be ba enumode no kokoye say edru ba bi na wo so wo chain suo kwa wo cha nyina ma ho de nka ne akwa I am a friend your mom nim de ntia wo chain suo kwa
but me chesi ye tua wo de no kwa ba na me clear we say between 2020 ekosi 2022 and no increment a ban electricity but from 2023 to 2024
yeah
and the increment
yeah no enti enmo de na buy ni say na ahochira aba na aba say we did show hey fellow Ghanaians machemo so yeah fellow Ghanaians machemo electricity na Ghana for badges oh health workers market ya machemo mi no me de fa ka ho na Ghana for ni akufo ado aya di fellow Ghanaians and mo de no ebi ni ho de aka bi so ma me kan mo da just literal yes
men kan that trivialize
no de ntia ma ya to I am for natural masa kania na ochecheche ni free na asa oba ye mfensi a wonton kania abo mu no ye beboa na emum kania abo no makakra tumu kakra to be sure 2023 na 2024 na ye ton kania abo mu it is also because na IMF ne boa sese etimi gyakwan a sika na omode maye no ye betima tua ne daache enti omo no ba no ma betoto no man de ama mfie miensa na yehwe na afebia wo meti target mfie miensa na so yebetwe ho afiri ho na afiri wankasa wasi wo kwan so we nyame adoma na si a IMF ye no ma wie na je say oman no yasan yasi ye ne yankasa ye kwan so ye no ma enti ekoba se wo se ekọ IMF ye menim se kasa bi ba so se o ye de ho oman ye nkọ IMF ne nkro ne ba eno eye finance ministry position no metima ka kire opin isa sabre no yemu bi na ye free say sa kasa no 77 producer ehun hia
okay
na nka wose etu sa na mono ntem kra ansa na noma agigi akwakoduru ba bi ekokoduru ye no but make no de ekosie nyina ya aban ni nyina na esi gina ye
okay
de emfa na sie nyina na esi sa gina ye
ma me yen can say Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia o take responsibility
why not we take responsibility for that
which now okasa onini nyina
ekọ we take responsibility for that
so we take responsibility and now okasa sabe kasa bi koso hu ne se na nkasa bi ehun hia mbo se omo beka no we support DDEP
yes DDEP we support yes we support pa
ade
enye DDEP akayente ba bi ayete na mebo Ghana for nso abaso. You see,
hey dog, at the expense of a man for
there be meba.
Omo kemu no na o support it.
We supported the and I know why. So me te books no thing. You see, Sunny Oka say it drew by beer. I saw a fin hunsu and no one didn't know any nam. So Sabio and Amoa about 2 years. I did protect Ghana for COVID time in Russia and Ukraine and Masabe. Yan shot it be beyond Ghana had. Send a nakrubi so yes open more winner people. Yan shot it be beyond Ghana had. Sa ho cheni mu nyina no. Aban ye de sese oye. E de boa mo man for ho tom. Ye free mu asunsun so no sha asesa eba no. Na ese ye hwe kwan na e no man for nyina so be kasa se oh anamo aye tuye. Sunsanso baako a ede aba eye amane a yehu nti omanfo momoaye na ye nyina ye nhwe na ye nchichire ye man se be ya ade entena ye so afebɔ na ye be mmia ye ho kakra na ye free mo saa na money bi eye domestic debt exchange program na ye de baaye no se woni a omodo musika abo aban bosia anka aban wo se afibia na se brano ne brano no sika se no otua ma wo no esan se ahokyere na ba na yentimi nya sika podo no nyina entua ebra mu hia no ya pese ya chiche mu kakra ye betua de na emom sanka ye de afe ba ko na betua momma ye bese mfie nan ala se mfie miensa na yɛmfa num de mfie tu kra ba no du de na yɛmfa ntuatua no nkakra na nko ame nso me sika me pension sika nyinaa na me de abra aban bosia me nim sɛ agya anya hwe no boso me nsia bia me nya na me de bi to me hypertension no and diabetes no nti no kwasem in fact me nim professors bi o mo kyerɛ made a na omo pension sika nyinaa no sɛ na be ya o mpeso de beto fie na wadi amana sento de abo aban bosia de a na boso me nsia bia no sɛ hu kakra na be ba na wodi so mfa so na aban wo se nka bia boso me nsia bia be ma me million enum na wo se wo ye ne mienu na de aka no watua na afida na me no be de mato no kwasem ni na ha dwene nanso na ba bia kwa akoduru no sabio kwa asuo e de boy hina de ma akoduru ho no so nyina ye ade ana yen kan bi nsimu de beba na sesa aban so boa ye ama ye nyina ho to na etimi trans bia me kan se akekeo bia se president Akufo-Addo ntu sa na mo na amoa enka bia na ye mu bekura no ebedu sa be na ye ntiase ene wo ho enti na akoya shared responsibility enye sa aban se usika ne mintu yakra na emum bre no na ma metai Ghana for TMA voluntary ye se wa o pese o boa aban me ye sa de ne bia sign in nkroneba and I me to chama Ghana for enye wo ban oman bia na oman panyini ene sa aban to so na omo kasa saa ombenya akomatoye mu ade aye ade a me di ho yiawo e wo didi pinumu ye ade a ekoba se yese pension for sika enka ho na eko wiase na pension for sika ka de nti America se me di ho yiawo ne se ye ka ye agyetumu e wo cabinet utie me ye sa didi pina ekoso no pensioners for sika enye den enka ho meti hobi yesi sa gina ye di wie ye ewo cabinet and a cabinet e share information minister kojo ponkoma se on fan to abontene se pensioners sika de enka ho and information minister ye announcement no president Akufo-Addo ekohia at a Catholic bishop conference for esa de to manim se matitete no hu se didi pino me pese me kama obi a adwunom ye ne fan se pensioners de omosika enka ho ya antipu ya antidwe finance minister ede hihye ye ne ba na wo de pensioners sika
aka ho ade
no kwasem ni kasa me mani ho ye wa na meboa na menim se me kasa me di ho ye na je se ansana metima bi ma no aka me se Bawumia wa ye me boss no so di ho ye because that is not what we agreed on. Na me kasa enye no na agree on because coming to me can some PF because that president abeka na information minister and cabinet authority abeka nti ye den and finance ministry for education na atenti na ekoba asa no so yantimi a stop minister no amanenja patriote merchant but anya se awie nti minister pensioners be bredi ho ya and ma sabe former chief justice so for Yakufo no nyina ebufu yes dabi
exactly so doesn't mean say the omanfo binum ekeka say ewomu say Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia chair of the EMT there now so ni sem ni be wo ka sabre no former finance minister Ken Oforiatta na onfa no kre
oh men Ken Oforiatta no one taking instructions in free Bawumia
no taking instructions if you know
me kase na enye na said say
o taking instructions
free Bawumia or no reported to the president finance minister be no reported to vice president vice president the president to me ni bi and or the amount and I will hear juma and economic management team no any Ghana constitution be mo a president be na taking decisions so mati ekuo kakra bi mono eba no bi hu abepese mutum before nti it was an advisory committee to the president
but say no Matias here nti say advisory committee to the president meaning say opebibi papa bi so eden efri mu aba nti advice hold be ma de na so ye pa
sa to obibi a
nti say ne do okay see ho no
o ye journalist
advice no what the beba de
o ye journalist do obesi aka me betra be ka so na kind of rat take instructions from Bawumia o say na be say headline
no de anya sa nti wo pa no nti wo podem ha ye de na so wo manfa
enti sana America no say sa DDP asana ya to pensioners no me na me bonyo so
okay
menim se Bawumia na ne bonyo so and I mean say president na nkasa so na because now you take a decision I'm a president I be kawa appointed and I know so there are a lot of people in the government no mo bonyo so but na enya si
doc
enya si awie no
yes nti na wo mo stop ya na enyeyi
and the two minutes me ho
dia yentimi stop ya be say esi awie tie
sa to me no enimi ho what you say and as I to me so me dey say about me to me we will be na kowie bi and I say baba ye 11 o ti 11
and also sa wanna me say ye be ba
11 ho asem and obi and say about me a digital champion. What you say? There's no way I know your digital champion or champion digital. Because yes, I'm going to meto so na enkele sade.
We so say ye here
but the conversation was there. Conversation was there. Yeah, maybe you make your opinion. Sabe, ana nyansa so ento Bawumia so won kwa wotiri mo. Nti ye hu ni sa. Say nyase Bawumia kenti na chese jai. There be
you say na say
eti ono no me ba mama anu wi say ono no obeka ne de. Ote as se na osi ho no
bo mo pa no mo fa
ote just o mo pa no ba cho men kan sa o be kan de eti me kai pa se mo ha ya kwam se ba kan
o be kan de na so ye fa
kwam se va kan show no so he made his opinion known ote as abe na ye nya mai ba no ni se e ba be ba so but okay. Can say look ono de ho ni say but because say we are seeing asa nyina ni ono Bawumia nti na ba na nya ono nti ye nyina ye kokohia ye nyina ye si nyina ye se ye be ye yeah no so oka ho bi
o manfa
and just so manfa ye nyina na ye si gina ye no
making open for instance for ofun yi die say we dey money pass me see dey mempene so enti ye si gina ye the next minute one was say kitana u gina isi ye ne dey wasi na nso manfa
and two when there say nyina ye adwuma what you asenti enti ye nya si a na si e bia ni nyina aka ho bi na Ghana for to abatia ye what you say yes o no ma hwegu a na wo ho hye President Mahama oba first one no the no ma hwegu poto because what you me I saw photo watervel mass branding LP currency kasam Ghana for say massa wo President Mercy wu na be dia de kakra de wo yini the no ma hwegu poto olusu ba over 1 million votes na bi nsi o Ghana had obi akwa ni wa no wason da say Mahama besa babio and na to force on your finance minister omo na tena say amasi kasam ne say but omo so no ma hwegu ye no omo kotena nchen
omo hye
omo hye ase so omo hye no ma ne ye omo be ka omo asem kire Ghana for Mahama kro na ye rejected no and o sa buy obe ka na asem kire Ghana for mu say oh I was Mahama de ne say wa say o man kra so yen sa ma ne chance bio and ne ya ma ne chance o buy ye so wa sha ase a wo ye bibi
okay
and they Ghana for bi hu say oh e bi a chance o mo de man no mo anu o mo e bi a o chena bi Ghana for be ka massa say chance e de ma kra de amo amakra na kan eti yes you know
I make predictions that AB okay see AB well it's looking back no oba recommend but without a pensioners no edie na
oh yeah I mean the pensioners thing was a no for me because it was a no for me okay na e mo jamro wo mo dia but to be a pensioner but anya si awie but the good thing is kakra no aban ne sha ase otua brano ne brano no o matua ten say by next year na aban we so to ase na wasi ato aso na o ma wie na jese bibia ho ato no ka ho bi pa na yesikasem na gina nti se ne Ghana normal sikasem na ye a pensioners ka ho bi na o matima ma saade no tibakoso
wo ben Dr. Bawumia ntinka wo de menya panko na te ase me bisa na sase mo se
sa da be na person oba
gami adwa mande na ke femi afe no edu
or Savannah region when the back kasa so ti me ju kra dia
why me pa cho enti wo ben ni de mama mbisa you know pempi na ya na obi edi vice president pen anasa wo hu so obi edi pen no e running mate on also aspire obi dia the lot of loopholes obi hu ewo mu me kai pass nyame emfa ye papa former vice president now late Enisa Atakra ensie time na Dr. Bawumia no kasafa economic misaya na ye bone emane oh man mismanage the economy ni ade eni no se enema edane a o se ntena make us won anka menya but wo to ne foni de de na for be partially wo ne tirimo obeka se in a way o misjudge sabre no former late vice president ana
yes and no because enye normally nyina na sa time na me follow no and I say na me ne ye adwuma closely And some of the things that occur as at time, many perfect memory of that. But in America say yes and no, and they say Obianim say there are two heads, president and the vice, but the back stops with the president. Jomai be a cheche na ekuyo ankuyo Ghana ha ankasano because ye exercise executive presidency no. 2 minutes there constitution the way almost see in 1992. I think say in a way no more person will be pleasing former president or soldier to 70 they wanted to give him comfort. The Ghana constitution is 2 minutes kasapano as president himself. And this will be a vice president. It's more or less Kaneno until focus about Bawumia has been the most impactful vice president because Jesus saw us out vice president. Yes, we will be a vice president there. As a president co program went to man no question and it's a vice president then should need rule be as so more plenty in the past. A difficult so bit to associate a certain impactful projects and policies with any vice president. Bawumia bear mono and as one President Akufo-Addo gave him some opportunity, and then 2 or no ankasa so why will be a okane shakra do be a in kanche almost on the limitations there. And Ghana for be to me who no maybe almost Bawumia and a ma we buy Bawumia and a ma we buy. And a lot of the things on Crawford say Bawumia ya there. But other than that, Ublemu Pakwasi Emisata Bebre, Ublemi Elu Mahama Bebre, Nino Manoma, and you're take decisions.
Okay.
At the end of the day, say bibi that table so ombeka omo nsemu nyina the president ne beka no final. So and to that extent ebi ameka say blaming a certain vice president so much may not be the way to go. But you have to look at issues no SCC and any the contest. See so Professor Nana Jane Opoku Ajimai enewo yes sir. But say bibi because so far you see the whole economy once obi akra money din atofosing any finance minister because obi anim say a president and a finance minister and a ka economy ni sikasem won to ye pa na omona omoye ho finance minister ko read the budget or ko read on behalf of the president betima decide say budget me ma finance minister na be ready obeto when the people for ready tin na wo president Akufo at the time there was a time be honorable chairman Sabonso and read the budget e parliament the president no budget and a finance minister and read on his behalf. Oh, your vice president, or the president will GD will most say, I debut Hokra bit to the full but o can in area no take a decision. Yes, so yeah. And men kase as I say a certain vice president be wise to see a blame on for everything. I mean that
so does it mean right. To be a vice president to be so criticizing about economic issues yen discredit na me ma yen shedam fano serious na so se bia we wan born ho modern economy wan nya de na se later no it turn out to be say e wo se wo ho a wo te se de o kan committee bi na ya born ye de we see an but de komu pa ne de sheda kasa na ye pese kasa chinchina
economy about behind their politics. I mean, sometimes when they say politics no more because they know for sure. Say 7 preduasa. Yeah, can't say why money take a decision. I mean, it's not the vice president, but
criticizes. I
mean, sometimes they are politics. Sana me who say because of politics and because Bawumia say just Bawumia be president to cry. I mean, sure say and because he's in the competition, you know. Obia per se. Or can be na koye say wo na ma we see wo na ma but sankrofo na because 7 preduasa obi kura timi ka say Bawumia position no o ka say MPP ba omba yese omba yese amaso enti we twatro na make us na no so ye ne de kan say because omo kan say also because MPP were position Bawumia was the poster boy for the party what you say because ononso no based on the school our call him there one year Juma no and then the credibility and kitana no MPP who say no this gentleman own him there. So
do you think say in a way Obama a vice presidential position no a attractive?
That is the point. That is the point. Osha him there na kita Bawumia and love him or love him. Bawumia is super intelligent. okay, I mean say you know school school
not because of Ben in
some nanko for say in teba who be our onim nyansa na adwemu da wo and I think Ghana for attest you can't take that away from him. In the MPP in opposition we saw say no this guy nim dey bi na busa president for say the ma na attention ban so ye London conference bi amokoye na emrofu nyina te ho mo discuss issue no obi a hu solution ba me agina che no page anensa na omo so ye mba ne kwa na wonkasa president Kufuor so okasa wie no na discussion my the best 45 minutes omo nya solution dey ba Bawumia kan na obi agree to that to say one okasa mo friend mame to mo friend no say ha oh me close ho gan
do me listening omo tie o
na say wo onim de obekọ wanim
dog so do say ho no kan no omo no mo di to omo tie
omo tie no eti president Kufuor bedu Ghana na ekoba ya say deputy governor position ababeto Bawumia no na wonru ho no ye special assistant emma Ghana to send your man name ya assistant ma Bawumia no so no o ya boy kura wo me pejama mo akọ president Kufuor saw it enti obi a one people mu bia no say share meeting as cabinet ne nkro ne bana Bawumia de idea about to some ade ejawum enso enya ba wi a na aka omo mo beye ho adwuma enti ye wo position ye hu say Bawumia kasa nyansa wo meton krofo asum enti trade ho asama on ye manaka agriculture on ye manaka we enya economy nko asana na waka enti say MPP share bossa bia ye ba na ATS ye nkra mo mfra ma na ne mabio ote ase na ye buy no ATS na chi ye de so kra mo a wo de ho so boba wo mbe enye ye agric minister wo ho ene sa no ma enti but because say ono na party ni issue no yensem nyina wona na woka ye ko read manifesto kra nipa obekasa ma wa cheche mu yi pa na ye Bawumia enti krofo nyina be hu say Bawumia no or ye MPP there was like symbolic for the MPP and this for so hu say ono ka hu bi no mo lose election no till right from the word go no attack bia na Bawumia so na ye de e wonte de emfa no ho kra na ye de ahye no de emfa no ho kra na ye de because this for so hu say na akwa na ko no ono na MPP for de na ye de ebeba say won say ye MPP for ye challenge ba ko ye won say there is no mbeka na say leader wa yin who NDC mo say NDC for ye den away no mo deliver and this away MPP ni kwa na wo criticize President Mahama Abana Mahama dia na abesa abo wo Mahama won say ma ballot paper no so bi senka ye nim obi wa NDC mo a wa yin ho te say na Bawumia yin ho right from 2017 NDC for say akoye ono na MPP for the bank sabi attack nyina be kono to be wo say anka de atofo se eya enye kra no ye bebe kwan bi so e de hakɔhye sa nipa no the agric minister bi ya enye no ye be kan ne akɔpɛ kwati sanke ni say professor na Jane and this for besa na ba 2021 and I bet you so be ekɔ sabi API but no osonti kra ko bebo
so you think say nim dia a wo ka say de wo ben wo nim ni ntia wo ka say oye intelligent I know there obi and obetime dispute that fact no do you think say during a year 8 years and my breast on more underutilize Dr. Bawumia na
oh me kasa underutilization I mean some you careful with my choice of words what you say but ebi ametima ka say ne potential say wonimu no enye ni nyina na utimi exhibit not because you say you're deliberate but because of also the constitutional limitations because oh yeah vice president wo woni budget one minister bia on the budget line I want the key milestones the action and say wo minister rules so you kind to do say finance so yes we vice president would be bia sir enti wonni bibia ye betimi a measure say wo adwuma ya de share won sani wa ya manakwa koduru ha na mum de other ministries ni department agencies ni nyina eye no ene ye same apekoyi e beka so president woni wa ba mo ye say vice president man timanye sinti unni bibia obetima ka say vice president say oyese na wanye because your budget by year reading no ministry bia on allocation want to say vice president will be in fact Ghana hakura no there's nothing like office of the vice president it is the vice president's secretariat under the office of president nti ene Bawumia ewo Jubilee House no and I know that is the same for Professor Nana Akufo-Addo say Bawumia piska etukwan just so tre e de comma chief of staff na ya busa ne say kwan na wo kono o plane ticket ni say na o ma twa ticket there the amano and it's sana constitution it here the vice president ni budget crash or ka say oh me budget ni project say na me dey see me ni so me person you don't have anything like that so per say ye bibia na ya under ministry of water resources so na wa frame minister na dey ato na so minister me call crew we say no mo so mo hia BBC me person ka aboa na wo ye o mo nsu no mo minister be ka so me ya na say minister be ka so vice minister wa president so promise crew fufuro bi ntima menye the president the promise ye ni wie na say me wie na resources ni bia ka na me dey ayewo dey na manto hene betuma ka say oh vice president kra ba ha me dey to nanim no wa anye okay no only 2 minutes or be so the dime minister the minister no so share the priorities of the president
okay.
And I said the overall government na wa ye nti hene betuma ka say vice ba ha me dey to nanim wantima me ye ma de ya ma me na say me nka me how nyina to atwa what you say but it doesn't work like that.
Yeah. Okay, does this mean to say me nim die no or the ma but more said men not to implement it ana
oh that be men dey say bebre o say nyina to remember your bar
but we have the men
but you see government adwuma no you normal you wish and your normal obetimi aye because also government is also working within a limited resource so resources na ni ho bebre sa enti we here we munyina motena ase a ma decide say no ma do na sesa mu ye no minister na all ye ho adwuma no so kwetena ase ono so won interest na waka say we the president kan ma anya ye betimi ayi mafiri ho what you say no wa hwe no aye no kra ansa to we na se scanner sa mo amaka ne de ma so just nyina say da ho ko se ska be ba nti it's a whole and straightforward sort of anti prioritization any agency any normal and normally go into it until now no matter what you do you end up with some people saying say oh yeah sure when you so you went to man and then
okay and well we take bullet ama boss ba be bri one more be person boss ba me
no problem
so on nkasa o man fo bi say no utie Dr. Bawumia a key idea running through the commentary part digitalization as a wato microeconomics at baby I won't kind of what doesn't mean say based on the experience when ya 2024 muntina must say no digital man
no you see and no ma be brass
intima yente so
we are sesa na we are sesa no the whole we are say economy ni nyina no digitalization no crepa na make catch so say you started history you see our first industrial revolution second industrial revolution third industrial revolution so say there any your fourth industrial revolution. So our fourth industrial revolution was our 21st century a digital revolution. Okay? In the connectivity we are no first no na coal and then normal na about a fossil fuel and then normal then and then we are no it thrives on digital revolution. Na Bawumia no send America no me say meditate amaso among fanchem kakra ni nim de na e wo soro. Ebra ye lusu 2008 about 2009 and 2010 no I call back to Oxford University so it's all called school Oxford University to Oxford University for
say they reading
yes I know how no cool school and me watching be sana we catch
oh what they said was Benis yes I know
back to Oxford University 1 year as 2 years I would deal with Oxford University mom fan so much I can or trade book be sa book no oko University of Ghana says here or more course be more young friend masters in what is it masters in monitor is it Legon for is it masters in economic policy analysis or show more reference list na books of modisua dey will Legon yes our masters the first book of modisua about me book no and me Collins NDC for more parliamentar or more yes our program and also my yibin ya me tizi o mo say mo sorry anamudi Bawumia ata mo kodru fi anamudi the book usua dey o call Legon say our masters program no mo ye no in their reading list the first book of mo yusu at the yes master's Bawumia book. Sa book now or tray on monetary policy in Africa, Ghanaian primer also. Maybe was school me yusubi. Or tray as far back in 2010. Say Ghana economy no, and Africa economy no. As I say, embrace digitalization because we are see economy in a digital economy. Sabre na omeye vice president. Na oye running mate our by election 2008 awa lusu. Na oye Juma Bank of Ghana. Oko tra there wa Oxford University no and no trace book. And the University of Ghana and other universities of Ghana no. Economics department books of modern chenko for their monetary policy. Yes, I
no one is to say obi ohonoma a bunny theory or you very good by bunny practical.
There's nothing like that.
There's also all lucky. Sir
Bibi ayeka yes inflation beba from yes and sana sikasem na gina and then nkro ne the idea is conceptualized theoretically. Now the about practice. Okay, until your policy developers, you develop a policy in the near the about UTV department way. The conceptualization of the idea is informed by theory. And theory in a what is the difference? There's no difference. Okay, and the idea no, ya de be sanity. And the Bawumia here, and Bawumia as far back as 1911. There's a professor, been Nobel professor, Professor Joseph Schumpeter. Obi awaye the evolution of economic theory knows about Joseph Schumpeter. Joseph Schumpeter theory or the seminar work about digital revolution and a destructive technology and or kato about this. Me ankasa have written a paper on this, okay, published by Macmillan, one of their book chapters. Into digitization, and then economy be on digitalize and neno. So our economy no can never progress. Now remember one or two few practical examples. Say a person economy be a year. Na juma sem cost no nkro ne bakoso a ejina kwanya sika faso edi akoneba. Oboni be kan say velocity of money. Ti wo kakra ho na de akoto ade na watua. Na the more o to ade na watua ne ntem obi do kan na watua ne ntem no eye de eboa ma wadwuma kra eye de ekosoro. Senka yede so tie ABC musa kane no ena mebeto wade okumase na me de koboma agye se edwada foforo asa dru ama mababoma na sika na ready kra me de abrewa akye se won so ebra se wonya sika de adwuma na twa kwa akire anya sa akye se won kan kwa akire ye digitalization mobile money buy Bawumia no buy de mobile money interoperability buy no eno hu se o send this kama about school and nkɔ ne ba amana ye hariso this obi do kana se otua eni kwan so wo trend the next market day eni kwan se wan kasa kra wo faka boka e de kokko tues ka na be fa na kra na abo se ska no so digitalization amana makoso and because of digitalization the digital economy the payment systems aba abusu ne nkɔ ne benti almost every university lady a business our campus because onyanya form now trap product no the to IG or the to more friends and then nkro ne ba me TikTok then nkro ne ba Facebook obi timi order then ipako atua no the ama delivery na ekọ nti most of our young girls is here no omo we school omo timi ye bibi e de show omo ni nyina have digitalization so digitalization ni wa emma cost of even doing business ekọ nti Bawumia saw this way back and what try about it in 2010 until today the professors are using the book to teach. It took us a look. So economy be able to see sembe jina ne nkro ne ba na wa amfa digitalization enye adwuma what was na no Star Oil for the ababon ten say we are taxi driver we are truck driver now person wo tofu or Star Oil ni kwan so discover on betu ama fu ani bi na actually why then what we are because of what Ghana card and traceability and identity of users of financial transaction known Ghana card na aye no ma bebre and then because of that any Bawumia credit score system or the buy na nkrofa djum bebrebe yen ya no kwa brochira prekope no atoka ade aba nchese card na boto no de koto ka no the digital systems are working because payment system ni nyina ye through electronically into ko bishop Melcom na koto fridge koto iron no one ts ka kra na essence of more Ghana card details now payments are we be through the electronic system they can deduct it and then kakran kakra Bawumia kan ho asem ne yedi na tem and the credit score no I started with Star Oil for aye statement atwa bonten mo boba Bawumia abaso say saa de na or the buyer na omo ye na ono so aka ho asem abo mabaso na omani aso say vice president so recognize say omo de ye ho adwuma enti Bawumia saw it ahead of time. Nipa wonim de bro so no tim hu ade bia na obi hu e bia ne gold for oil ne gold purchase amekaye what can ye kra no Bank of Ghana for ankasa no na omo sheda ntiase they were not prepared to do it and ne aban we modima wa ba wosikasam hu nyina eye because of gold for oil and gold purchase ade na ye kan wasem it Bawumia sees a lot and I'm telling you me kai say odi drone system buy Edubabi Ghana for na NDC for kan ho asem ase Edubabi na MPP for bi kura hu ni say yes say afidie bi lupe ketua bi a pilot bi antim ebetime atu e de aduro fi ha akoduru ba bi na ekojato forest mu ba bi na wo ye ne den ebi se wo dware e be for na MPP for ni bi suro me ana na me ye kasama for Bawumia me na me bo ho dawro it got to a point I got ministers in MPP government calling me to tell me say kabeya me kan che Bawumia na yen drop aside because enya adwuma
so you didn't believe it.
I didn't believe it and I kind of creature because me na me bo ho dawro across the country so Bawumia ko fa ba na abeso ame me people in government some of them no more ministers trying to convince me say kabeya kaminja na me country vice president na kayenja because ade no send nkrofo sika ho asem na hwekra drone na namuyuma na dua bi kra akopim dua bi na theater Ghana for bedi atem people didn't even believe it but you see papa no hu ade no and here ko Silicon Valley was San Francisco was US and zipline for akodi hon common many Bawumia na koy so I saw as ade na betima ye adwuma but people didn't believe it because hu bi da until bi ho asem da until I see that daje and think about something like that but that Bawumia dwe ahead of time eti sa digitization na ye ka no say no nimu a Ghana economy no it will crash economy bia in this way I don't want to be about Bawumia kan ya na ye chance ye no even advanced countries o ma nya sa no ma no afena most of them o ma chance ya o mo ye hwe tax system the idea of the buyer about your tax system see any flat rate tax or can want some 2024 8 years no bibi sama but or this idea na ba no ya kan ya jane say I'm telling you say in the near future Ghana for now will come back to Bawumia idea na no can want some no when your opportunity am your president and to implement it I'm hoping say can be a ban way e be some no man implement I'm not boa businesses in Croneba. They are not doing it. But maybe one day they'll come back to it. Okay? Bawumia ka or they are to a opposition. You wait 31st year or because aka. People don't see it. But that is the future for Ghana.
Okay.
It's no way bring what transfer plan on your time every day a transfer journey no way bring no so start a campaign no can be about constituency based budget. Then this is phobia shall say give yourself 5 years 10 years time Ghana for Bible say hey say constituency based budget na Bawumia kan no and ebeboa Ghana onya opportunity ebe ye president obeye but let's assume say onya opportunity aban we decide so mo ye no mo hu say ye pe obesha ase no ma ye enti papa no me de me hu ni say let's give time some time okay Ghana for will begin to realize hey I said Bawumia can we Bawumia ye we na ke ye en ntemo a enka oman ke feel how people because yetima tenase ya diagnose Ghana economy na hu say no President Kufuor do ba ni de awie okay 8 years no nya bibia na obetumi aye ade no bi okwana nim de o ha untimi nya bibia in 8 years that is why Bawumia so hu ni say de aka na President Kufuor do aban no antimi anye no I was say yes timi enya sa nim de no na de ye adwuma amana cause bi okra Kufuor do aban start here but because when nya bra anye ho adwuma ntam ya hye de hu eso mfa so kese e bia nei aban we to aso ye hu ni kakran nti
na ebi kombo na niema nimdie bi wono suggest ye kombona that time no
ya fanya adwuma oh yeah I'm that one I can tell you for sure ya metra hanka nti I know say one day say Ghana for a man sa opportunity na look Bawumia ye no ma be brave abo Ghana and no am my one higher no ma be brave
and they moving forward and they share detailed economic speech from Dr. Bawumia na Bibisa Abeba.
Oh yeah, meaning sir we 31st January by the grace of God.
31st December.
No.
Ah, okay, January.
By the grace of God, next month, you're to Abani we are, and I know deep within me, so MPP4 Ebesama about being opportunity to lead the party. Obviously, a budget into your dance, into your delegates, and I know they'll give him the chance. To me, so we 31st now. Definitely he will say something. Okay. So near immediately actually abosumi back abosumi mienu. There are a lot of things to talk about. So better Ghana for us, better delegates, but he will also get time to share one or two ideas. Ubeka say na when him dey bi ade na 8 years 1 year no dey mesre 8 years untimi fanye bibia. President Mahama wabeye president pen. Paso obaye wodi nim dey fofora ba anya sa. And ska beka say na otena presidency 8 years 1 year ni nyina. It's say a time bound, time constrained. Na ontimi nye bibia nti na obaye Kumasi to Accra Expressway. So hono na ni na adwum. But no obaye so this idea na yede. Or the aba big push. Na hono wanti nipa bia na wo man kwan a so ti ase e na sa abre no so na oye vice president Mahama kwado obaye president na tumi won say but me no oye vice president and he could have so many things on the table so kra na obe person ka bia e be ya abre amakwan. Let's give him a chance
and I yamfa
yeah so yagitumu say in the space of constitutional limitations concern e wo ne ho nyina se onne ne ho no na watima ya adwuma ma enega na fo timi do mo sese omobo se wotan okwadu na wayi nimirika ye ka omampani abedi akira wabɔ ne ho modin wo Ghana ha paade a ye Bawumia dia adenti na yenye ntumu se ye ma ne kwan be ye omampani na ɔkyena bi Ghana fo betimi akasa no kwasem ni say ya Bawumia kwan amana me ye president na nke ye because why be pen force ya amfo na chere nto aso na onya obaye nso ye ka chere de why be
ye can digitalization asem na wo cheche ye mu menim say aspirants be brave enso so ewo wo mo nimde specifically me kai say honorable Kennedy Japan ebet na hase na wo ka say enye digital mon festi anema me enye no ne ye ka wo bia we bi enuma waye bi pen a wo manfo betimi ahwe no so akase we die waye bi pen eno homom na yemfa ye ninkyere eno no so mu say
oh I mean with all due respect many has be respond to bi asema wakawa ono de na dwelo no ade me nim ne say sabe yensusu nipa modemo anase na braba wabo because of a nyuma wa bi nko a dabi ene ye kan saade a me wo me yonko pa bi a ono sebe impreduasa wa shada nko school bebre but wa bi nyuma bebre wa bi nyuma kra ma me kredu bi no wa family na me ye adwuma ma no enkyere nso se watima bi nyuma ntini nim de woni tim na so chen me de ono no wonim de e wo nyuma bi ho na me nso me wonim de wo sika sɛm ntoto ye ne no oti ase nkontabu ane no mabubi awo na ho ɔden na ekoba sɛ yemma obi enye omampanyini dia yentimi mfa ade ba ko pɛ anase mienu pɛ ensusu nipa oti ba be omampanyini sabe Ghana ha ye kan ye wa mampanimfo bi a omabɔ mo modern pa ye nyina ye kan asɛm a na ye bɔ wondin but ye nim sa sankrofo no mo ye business tycoons pachote me china se osaje fo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah wote no so a na wa sorry me nim adwuma Kwame Nkrumah bebo bra wo wiase ma ye se obi ye anti Kwame Nkrumah company na enie bra na o me ye omampani no me nim wote me china se President Rollins na me nim adwuma ye se Rollins bi ye o ye businessman of ankrofo adwuma ha wa ye se sabe impreduasa President Kufuor kra de ono de na me nim se o brick factory bi ewo Kumasi hoba bi anase bibi but na wonye obi a fan say ye ka Ghana business moguls a waka ho same cannot be said of Akufo-Addo same Mahama menim adwuma bi a ye say Mahama ebie wo Ghana nti enye adwuma obi abie ana kire say obetimi abeye omampanyini anaso obeye omampanyini so buy na adwuma ebuda bi enye sanete claim omampanyini die no a combination of so many things. One, nimdie mapa ene sebe ebuo tema ye wode manipa. You see, leadership ankasa no, human relations a key at the center. Na meka human relations are say no sini nipa because say you can say oh your president na when nya ahobrase say nipa atwa ho ahyere nyina nyansa obi atim na wo ye ho say me de me na me ye president kra no me hwe me na me timi ye madwuma no na betumi fu be ho a obefeli bebre onkrofo no kra be sit back ye kan na wo ka say adem Bawumia kan say na yamfa anasese ne yanyese every nation ehia omampanyina or respect the opinions of people otie nipa asem. Okay, and it's a oh by your mampanyina ye be your mampanya di ka say nya obi a onye no ho say wa bone brawi wanya no ho awie anase ono de ono no ne life wale digina ohu no ho say oye king dada enti untimi ntunufo ene sankro ne ba no na eno kwa no na ebia so wa biebie nyuma bebri pan a otianye ebitima aye sintudua ma menka asase bi asana etuba otianye a ebitima aye sintudua ma because wo private company now ye CEO now ye owner wo de o ka na ye adwuma o boss o ba de o ka no eno na say workers ko musuro say when you successful e was abia na eye but so wa hwe now de say suban na betra konya so say o mampanyina ebeye wo say na wo si command workers e wo adwuma mu no saa na say wo command wo cabinet and asa saa na say wo command Ghana for enti Ghana for case bi na wa hwe na akwaye who born dog me case ya wo onde say no hwan so ba be case ya on Ghana for enti
asa command na boa amana is successful. Don't you think say we implement and I say we incorporate?
See, so you're careful.
And another side and successful.
And normal a team will be successful. I want a private business and you're open. And you're saying na uhuno.
Okay.
And then you know so now do us on your day. Etic. Did the bit mama will be a successful? I want a jump now crown cre a jumamu. The come and massa and for so on a bano. We need to know. And yes, sir. Obey mistakes bebre enti na meka say yes ebi so na enye wonfun so but wa bia adwuma na wa fa nkrofo adwuma eh boss oh yeah so obi a ye be hoahoa oh enti bia na okra na enye wosuban say oye kabi but say de say adwuma afo ni si hoahoa woni ade no over time no abayo so sa de say obi a treat me
it before team
sabi yes asetena pa am refi and a power also corrupts enti timi fa team kwama team yo de say masa na me politics na me buy anka wo say no aso be kasa mani muro from me come adwuma mu a workers 3000 me dru ya na obi eboni mu ase me yesofo me dru ya pepa me mpaboa ho na ma be politics akra me be ye nti na nipa ye nipa nti wan hwe ya etimi say no ma bi na omampani di no ehia botra broso look obetima wonim die ni nyina akra no look uni abotra enye yi because obetin samwa akoya jira wani ma kasa asema che upa de enye politics anka masa o commande ba ko anka no daba bi kra dada by sense so abaye o mampanyine nti no se o home enoma no so wa share o minister bi se onya ade de o ka se onye no minister no nimpefe se the president ka no me ya emwa e wrong but e bi a futu bi a president enya ene wono so nim dia wono fi sa chenchina che no na beye de ebeboa esese wutimi nya minister bi obi nya akokoduro agina woni maka so Mr. President waka we de but yenye se unye obi a nipa no hu se waka wo betia enye adwuma because me hu bibi mre bi atwema opani bi da suban bi adia ema nipa ehya na se nyina hu se asoma se de mesra ade jani sa amenko ka wo because na no asoma se challenge no sama obi na no ka kire no to se na mahu aye den ato obi aso nti ebasa na bibia wo ye bia echi akra na wo nya wo nkrofo mo nka nkire nti akoma akoma ehia pa ye so benya akoma ye de betie dipa na onyo ho se obro nipa so na onyo ho se because of life bi a wo boy in private life a waye obi bi awie dedede no obi antimi keka bibi ankyerɛ e ba sa you be put in a collision with the electrics any omanfo no any one kasa wo cabinet any nipa no mo ye adwuma fa bedu abi no obi abegya wasema wo kasa ya asoma si de yanka na asemo because minim obi a yes em nyane ka o ka asem bi kire panye bi say oko hu asoma si de enkobo we su in private make actual it has nothing to do with omo ne ba me contest ni ba nipa foforo because no adasu ba bi adi ama ne nkrofo hu say asoma si de oni ne kohia koka asem we de a enkotu no phone for how because the fa hope ani asema wo kan nyina enye adwuma the moment ani nipa ye adwuma na omo saa timidity no ewo wo ho no you will flop, you will fail big time.
Okay, so
I was saying no be brain
combination.
Exactly.
So do you think say Dr. Bawumia ebana koma asemna or stand tall than other aspirants?
Remember Jano with other aspirants, but the minim for Bawumia ho. And I know say Ghana ni bia oni Bawumia e share. Edip say Bawumia e wo bu e de manipa.
Is he not pretending?
No, I said it. And now I'm going to be actually, I think it's Kofi Bento. Bawumia has been in the political scene for the past 20 years and 18 years or so. Ghana for Uyi President Mahama Friwa, Bawumia and Ache our top political scene power Ghana. Uyi President Mahama Friwa, Bawumia and Ache.
Okay.
And all these years now,
not about say be a party.
No,
yeah, the will be away in
exactly.
Front and
yeah, at the top. Not a single person. And a bit makaso many Bawumia and Kanta Bima, Nebufu Mema, or Dana Dima, Mihui, and answer or Dimatanas or Casemity, and answer Mekasemi man shutting me up. No. Look, until I hear move be a comfortable working with him. And all the young people in the year, Juman. Because only my dear pa now I said that to a mama. Okay,
the work as is here, work as a say be so when they say, oh, over toye parts in the near woman years and son I would dear over, oh, compo dear, in a way, no, ye claim ye may be crying sana, ye watumo, inti na now one, you know, political funds and a
no, say I can't at the press, mama
aspiring to be
president and vice president at that level.
Okay.
So, inti I was harboring, and now you see, or respecting the power opinion because you're in a namwe, you're too for offer. So, if I show you, maybe a batch that should be a mini honor, will be family for no day, and then the chats actually we argue.
And near we do.
Oh, there is 17 years, sir. So, we argue, we share ideas. There's so many things, or yet, no, oh, no, this, then he retreats. Oh, yeah. And look, CEOs, private businesses are now by economic management team. Anybody meeting to the extent of your vice president. No, turns out for Makola for a man or no maba Kumasi magazine for no buy your office. Yes. And I'm
in the public.
Oh, you're putting it out. And Kumasi for magazine for team, Makola for Kaishi
vice president.
Yeah, or Kaishi market for office. And you're meeting Uber for Bawumia open up. Okay, because I honor ideas. Let me tell you this. And maybe I import duty so by 50% benchmark values. You see, Ghana no more is paying, but you see, and no matter community be see your president Kufuor person.
That's a boom come fast.
And Ghana ha and maybe under President Kufuor yet import duty so by 50%. 50% and Ghana import duties and the Kufuor about being how what my yes are them. Importation of import duties on vehicles yet so by 30% ewo President Kufuor by the parafi.
Also sometimes too yen say you better so dear but still as cities no appreciate here na say be a dollar no mum appreciate
no say you better so no calculate you better so no factors are no money no you better so no factors are no money nyina the final value na san ya so. And I'm telling you this because sa idea to reduce benchmark values and sa import duties Bawumia enya free or kaishi market women for no me kai pa omo ni anti Georgia hotel so no so so drugstore bi a pharmacy shop bi was omo nyina ne buy ene o cash for ma Bawumia no omo ne tenase na omo dwendwene port issues ne bra omo bra GRA ne no ti omo kire ne kwan bebre se o benchmark value we ne se be we ne se be ampa odi koto cabinet and in the finance minister na ban tie preoccupy yetete sa no mane nyina so enti a lot of the time ya pick most of the ideas you know GRA for issues are now kan wa asem o ka say omontime nyama omontime file o task e wo mobile phone so na omonya digital ni nyina na yo ne market women hia no e na omo kire how a GRA for si harasi omo e na market women no suggest yes say Mr. Vice President no krepa na yakachero sa de na omo yenti ya omo haye omo ba ade na kra na ya na ye de say omo kan no kra kire no
omo kire mo loophole
exactly omo ka kire meti hobby no oh sir minimum no say alaji ya kachero alaji de o kan no kra ti yes ya kan no kra ana obuso omo say be yan de no so mo ye ne say maya ye be boa ya e wo mo say ye be lose de but e simple maya na yes ye tua ne ne sika na ye tua no kwa aban ho na yenko individual bi ho aye bitua ampa omo ye ne sa so ayeye enti owo sahabo trade the money ana wo hu ne se wonim nyansa che obi anti o kasa enti president no he has a balancing of mental framework no?
Okay
to balance a whole day no be
doc e bi mu e de santansa we say e bo say ye share yensika semme security ye ne ade nyina na edu point bi na wona nkasa personally no do wani share petata kamo say enya ade say 2024 elections de be koyi amam enunti and I can say okay then let me secure myself by going to parliament. Do you think it's a fair assessment?
Oh no, it's never fair. And I have tried sometimes.
But what's it be?
Oh yeah, I'm not to say some of the things. But maybe I know my MP meeting me a catch. Some my politics no, my home kakracho. I am not nipa ni bi ha mo feel say because me bank and na bi no feel say me politics that. But when we started politics from senior high school. Because me was secondary school or Bechim Presec. Now me a senior prefect. Okay. Now me a senior prefect or Bechim Presec. And at one time there was lawyer be I know with Jinama in DC or Bechim. Me referring the lawyer something. Now by a campaign or school. Now me a senior prefect. And I'm a prefect in Bibeka me. And I went to stop him. That's what President Kufuor time. Is it 1999 or 2000 election? I was I went to stop him. Because me MPP now by a campaign or in school one country, me a senior prefect. It was a me post. And they have been doing that. And I'm a MPP polling station, youth organizer, communication officer, what you say? I'm a Ashanti regional youth organizer. Sometimes because of school and a professional work at any university at the channel, people didn't know I had done politics before. President Kufuor Neka so be any call police on your IGP only. Okay, be a couple police when your IGP will be there. And even though mayor politics, there had been calls on me, some mayor MP, those kind of things. Me kai pass honorable Frida Pempe mayor MP or turn on off. Now or when primaries, even at the time, people felt say I should come in because I was Ashanti regional youth organizer then, and I'm sure there be me ready. And because my name was coming up, I remember one of the meetings I only fear. I catch a delegates there only and I said. Gideon the Amunya but me call ETS me we are or no neighbor.
And it's a deal cattle.
Oh yeah, that was 2012. Because yeah, near Juma, what you say biometric registration bar. First time I could training turn of delegates, so we had done things. And the young politician be an opposite progress here. You can't rule out MP some a woman. And yes, sir, me baba me office no. And I'm who says I'm this as me company. Now the entire my year in 2000. Now Crawford bring him say me kwa running for MP. If I na aye hu ama nti me MP or at the time. Me nim so na the two chief of staff and him I don't know me ntiminka. A chief of staff called me. No say oh. I just say o constituency or top of near that dinka China. Unyaba and San Kubio. And I'm so mommy, what can me share that when seven Crawford but me share that into Wakamate. Then Dr. Kotor say of blessed memory and in Pennyphobia. So me name something that the Kotoman I can say. But not acquire back on so the two men. Then the vice president. Because vice president MP Nankasa na dekoto vice president. So I know wakrane. So vice called me. No, so say na Martinam so say chief of staff craft friend, and I'm not doing anything. So I just let go.
But there was there
was a panini. In fact, I can say Honorable Kandapa had called me to a private. So he was national secretary. No, so was. We've been having discussions, and I think young guys no more party no more. Says you grow me or more for the future, and you are one of them. So I just want you to know that discussion has happened. It
is a intervention, but
you just have to organize yourself.
Possibilities and go to one.
Oh, coming at the time, to be honest. The Honorable Kandapa spoke with him. He's on the only kasa about future.
Okay.
So Peniphobia trans no man will say young guys or more party says you groom you or can be. So you have to prepare yourself. And I'm saying no problem. Ultimately, I mean I've been there till about year 2000 and 2000. Somewhere was it February or something 2001. After that time na Honorable Kenefrata or approaching us in the home fan on the other. And I'm saying this for the first time.
Okay.
So my boss called me to the house. It was one Saturday. And I'll catch him.
Boss, which is Dr.
Yeah,
Bawumia.
I'll catch him. There have been discussions. Say I should go as Deputy Finance Minister. Okay. And he wanted to let me know no more chairman finance minister can of free Abuchaba. So when he comes and they finalize the decision, he will let me know. I declined the offer there and then.
Why?
And Kasame Kojino home
Abba Ade.
Right in front of my boss in his house. I gave him 2 reasons. And here Medana say Omajeme Hosa but I don't want to be the deputy finance minister. I mean, must have reasons. It should be a private conversation. But the request I'm the tone and name say. Even though I'm declining to be the deputy finance minister, I have the ambition to go to parliament. Okay.
As a
2021 and 2025. And it's a time of Sonny open nominations in 2024. That is what I want to do. And as far back as 2021, now I had made up my mind. They said 2024 elections.
Now what can I say? So ma quite there now. Honor no can say.
So yeah, no, I say it is too early.
And also a ma who.
Also rubbish. I don't say it is too early.
Oh, okay.
But
a dear day who yente ma unya. You know, sir, agyapong say 2024, 2025. You want to be.
Now a lot had happened.
Within the constituency? Within the constituency.
Okay. And sometimes I also felt I needed to listen some way, somehow to the grounds. But na me say man lock me boss in Temanto.
Yeah, best baby pussy.
O ma me opportunity say yes me koye deputy finance minister me decline say me nyakwa no.
Mama me
decline with there because how many young guys na you can say koye deputy finance minister so monko, but I had my reasons why I didn't want to do that. Okay. To me decline and I'm so me the one no say na me person me. They say do na ma me kwan there meko. It is as far back as 2021. Okay. I had hinted say I will go to parliament in 2025. And I was in a way prophet be who say that the economy maybe in no. There was no much of a problem in 2021. We were okay. And that had nothing to do but
Doc, mbisa said that time no nyame madom na se mobile be mo se finance minister na de na ba
na me ho say koka say David me ni ho to me kra say me ka say here na say bi ado de nyama
ho no de o say to say de wo hu ne ntema wo aspire to be an MP now
say wa wo kan wo ni to me kra say be ma me say to me ntema ka say yes or no chere so bi
o me person when you so ade hu no enti
say no de me
yonko da no ne ye bom pa ye timi
aka ya ka bibi san chere me da chinti ye njama anu de nyame. But this is what happened. Okay. I'm telling you for the first time.
It's offer no so the background wonje.
Oh, I know yes our time no. And based on
offer of to be a finance minister about wonje.
Oh, me to say yes or no. My name is wife bed discuss. I won't buy.
I said, yeah. Oh, no, wife bed discuss.
I said, I got bread in my mouth.
I see. Yeah, bread. Come on, I dinner. Yeah, bread. No, so echo. Yes, sorry. So, mommy, mbisa o say, a dear bain pan na ukoye. Or friend say, what bem now bang a woman penny, a bedi chili. I will beg dear to say. Sadi with the ankoye, se bunyame madomo, na se muti meba bemwa. Mo ko hom po masa e repeat bi ade
ka me ankasa na sa aban no
and so wo mu bi enti say ye wo ankasa wo decision bi a wo take wo aban mu a e take effect a e de you know so bi a ankoye e ba na aban no in general.
Oh, me ankasa de na me need to me say me take a decision bi me de me ne say me hu bibi na anase ebusa ma dweno bibi ho a na ma kire na mentimi nkasa ma aban ni nyina so because me ni sa 2 minutes aban ni nyina be kase say na yeah ankoyi anase but me say me kasa ye mo no ma ba ko me no bi ho a maka ho asem what you say President Kufuor 8 years no oye nipa ye nyina so ne nipa na e wa aban mu
okay
mentimi nkasa bibia ne call sene na yen edikan kra ye hwehwe no anase na Ghana fo nyina hwehwe no nipa bia no nante a obeso ntika kra ne nkro ne by is part of human life abanya what is the same thing obia enti enya obia ne sene osi hu no bi o ha ye ya so obia na obi nso aye den aso nani enti sene de mekan sene Ghana fo si hu Akufo-Addo aban no ene sene a omosi to omaba ene sene omosi hu ne nebia no yamfa sobo ma obia na aba sobo bi so aye de sampa ema obia
well my limiting it down economic mistakes be na mo ye ya mo repeat bi
oh economic me ka say mistakes by bia decisions bia ye take ya na yesusu se be ko awiye pa
bitesede
na anko sedea ye nyina na o man for hwehwe no ebi say bia e-levy okay maybe right from day one I thought say it was not necessary there were other alternatives bia nka ya ebeye some of them ye mu bi kan ho asem and I know say Bawumia pursue e-levy even within and a pin and no buy no he made some alternatives. Other people also made some alternative ideas, but the first free Bawumia ho aba interest say yefa because we are saying answer nyina so ni ono so ni trim now say ye tie other people na ye nyina ye take a decision but if we are saying no revenue yes e binya free e-levy no ne nsunsanso a be ba se na esusu no kra anko ne sa enti at hindsight no o ma opportunity I make say bia no yeah no kwan for so a nke bitima ye de e bitumi aboa enti there may be one or two things I bia sania esi ye no anana mo aye two ye no anso Ghana fo ani ana say anko no sene na esi pen but yakoye nipa no so no untimi gya no totroto say mfie watwe de a normal bebre hom and I know so said a lot of things are yeah me gidi say in our sober reflections as Ghanaians ye transit mu say Akufo-Addo aban so oboa ye pa so te me chena say na Ghana fo nyansan mu no and omo say e wo say aban sesa na aban foforo ba sebe President Mahama yes ade ne bae ono so no abedi o mampani ni bipen ma owie ne Ghana fo hu say wa mo no anase no ma o ye no and so ye ninti sign but we are saying ye say oh yes am ne ba biwa ebetia intime so de meka kire MPP fo nyina ne say eni kwan say ye de sika wo ye hu bebre ye hu no say Ghana fo nsem ne straight to me na omoa asaya soye na emom se ye tenase na ye kan ye nsam yi ne ye hye no ma ye ne ye putu ye house in order Ghana fo kro na be hu no say ye my kwan foforo a bitima aba be bibi ye krade ye tie and this President Mahama ye rejected na ye sama na ban ye candidate bia ye be yi no ye candidate a enyo no na no ye president nto no so afi no no so de nim de ono ankasa ne de eba be ye adwuma de aboa eno na mesre delegates ni nyina se ye nkai Bawumia na ye hu ni se mfia Bawumia ne ye di wo MPP mu no ode ahobrase ni bu nimdie mapa modemo na waye de aboa party no ye wo opposition ɛne yɛ baaba mu enyina yɛ nim sɛ ɛnɔma akɛse ɛnɛ yɛ MPP4 yɛbɛtim de yɛnsa si yɛbɔ akasa wei yɛ papa wei yɛ papa no dodo na abohu Bawumia ɛnsa wɔ mu a wasan akyerɛ nimdeɛ mapa Ghana fo wɔ gidie wɔ ne mu sɛ papa yi deɛ tiɛ to about 2024 na wotin nsɛm bebi wɔ abɔntene sɛ oh obi wɔ sɛ mɛtumi to man MPP but me ne Bawumia ni problem mu bibi sei ni yabobɔ bi so ha Ghana fo nim de nti ɔmo to abati MPP ti de nti Ghana fo to abati MPP no sɛ yɛpɛsɛ yɛ kakyɛ Ghana fo sɛ ɔmo nsan to aba ma yɛ bi wa say o yare no be kyerɛ wo yare sɛ wo hu ano aduro enti yɛkɔ blame Bawumia sɛ Bawumia ntina Ghana nye Bawumia ntina Ghana for to abati MPP Ghana for nim sɛ nti a yɛ to abati MPP yɛbobɔ bi so ha wote ase yɛkɔ to about 2024 no be anim some of the issues enye Bawumia ni padua per se so enti yɛwɔ sɛ yɛtimi hu sɛ enye Bawumia enti and Ghana for me metra na menka but obusa Ghana for to aba na busa mo se die nti na wan to aba ma NPP a on be ka kire wonya nipa du gina street so a menyi ni se emu ba ko ana mienu kura beka se Bawumia nti ana yan to aba ma NPP ne mo party no and se se ye ma ne ya akono na ya kire Ghana for se sinto a esi ye nti obufu ye no mabo na ye den bia DDP E11 ene no maba ko menu bi nti amohwe ya manto aba ma ye no ye hu ni se sabi ye ne mo trase ne ye kasa ye bi hu kwa ye be fa so me ye mwa na ntimi nkoso na ye fa Bawumia ensanya de emra because once science and was sitting no nimdeɛ no ne adwene ho brase obu a wode manipa okanipa bom na otie obi asem na Ghana for ye de ehwehwɛ na ntimi sanfa nko ye ne
mate me da se pa but say enye do or die say empo no delegate na enti no mokofo bi fofo ba some campaign na nipa
oh said am ya ka no waka wi on betie but ye mfa ne say ankoba ne sampa ye de ye ho de Magana any NPP amanyoko nti ye nyina ye be ye adwuma e de aboa ama party but I can assure you say ye besa betra ha bi after 31st January no na yenim say Ghana for MPP delegates ehun say yes to Bawumia so na otimi ye adwuma e de boa party no mayekoye
mate assurance de ma GB o hase pa dog